You've probably tried to look expensive before. You've likely bought the clothes, you've upgraded your routine, you've watched the videos, you've taken the notes, you've told yourself, this is the new version of me. And for a moment, it works. You feel elevated, you feel polished, you feel different. But then something happens. You fall back into your old self, old patterns. You fall out of the routine, you go back to rushing, you stop maintaining the details, you feel disconnected from the version of you that felt expensive. And now you're wondering, why doesn't it stick? Here's the truth. It's because you can't perform your way into expensive energy, ladies. You can imitate it, you can mimic it, and you can temporarily access it, but you cannot sustain it until it becomes your identity. Hello, my name is Ashanwa. Welcome to LAJA. This is a space for women who are unapologetically high maintenance in their standards, grooming, and way of living. It's a space where I help women transition from chaos to calm through expensive energy, feminine authority, and high maintenance standards. If that sounds like something you're interested in, or that you resonate with, I encourage you to stick around, subscribe, like, comment, join my community, LAJA Soft Living Society, which I'll be talking about towards the end. And for today's video, we're going to be talking about why you cannot perform your way into expensive energy. Ladies, performance is temporary, but identity is permanent. Performance is something you do, but identity is who you are. When you are performing expensive energy, you are trying to act a certain way, trying to remember what to do, trying to maintain an image. And trying is unstable because it depends on your mood, your energy levels, your environment, and your motivation. Identity does not depend on any of that. When something becomes your identity, it becomes automatic. You don't have to remind yourself to do it. You don't debate it. You don't negotiate with it. You simply live it. That's the difference between expensive energy and performative energy. Expensive energy is not a set of actions, it's a stabilized way of being. So I'm sure you're probably wondering, why does performance feel so good but doesn't last? Let's be honest, ladies, performance feels good in the beginning because it gives you this sense of control, a sense of accomplishment, and a sense that you're moving in the right direction in your life. You change your outfits, you change your routine, you change your environment, and you feel like you've changed your life. But underneath that, your identity is still the same. So eventually, your nervous system pulls you back to what feels familiar, back to rushing, over explaining, over committing, avoiding structure, neglecting maintenance, not because you're lazy per se, but because your system is just trying to return to its baseline. This is why so many women live in cycles: upgrade, drop, restart, repeat. Does that pattern sound familiar? This is because they're performing change instead of becoming it. And the truth is this, ladies, your nervous system rejects what it does not recognize. Your nervous system is designed to keep you safe, and safe means familiar, not better, not elevated, but familiar. So if your baseline has been urgency, chaos, inconsistency, overstimulation, then calm will feel unfamiliar. Structure will feel restrictive, stillness will feel uncomfortable, even if those things are exactly what you need. So when you try to act expensive overnight, your system resists. Because let's think about it. The only thing constant in life is change, but change is hard, and we as human beings resist change as much as possible because change often signals danger. This is exactly what it signals to the nervous system because it hasn't learned that this new way of being is safe. This is why expensive energy must be trained, not performed. And the key understanding to all of this is that expensive energy is rooted in stability. It's not about intensity, it's about stability. It's not about having one perfect day, it's about having consistent standards over time. It looks like doing your skincare even when you're tired, keeping your space clean even when no one is coming over, checking your finances even when it feels uncomfortable, moving slowly even when you feel rushed. These are not glamorous activities, but they are identity shaping actions because they build internal stability, and that stability is what makes expensive energy sustainable. I just have to say this and be very honest with you, ladies. But performance seeks validation, but identity creates self trust. When you are performing, you're often looking outward. You have an external locus of you have an external locus. You want to be seen, you want to be validated, you want confirmation that you're doing it right. But when you are rooted in identity, you move from self trust. You don't need constant feedback, you don't need approval, you don't need to explain yourself because you trust your standards, and that changes how you show up. You become more calm, more selective, more grounded, more intentional. Not because you're trying to be, but because that's who you really are, baby. Yes. So, what does it actually take to embody expensive energy? If you want this to become real for you, you have to slow down. You have to stop trying to overhaul your life overnight, ladies, and instead, you choose a few consistent standards. Not 20 things, not a full transformation, just a few. Maybe it's waking up at the same time, maintaining your grooming daily, keeping your space orderly, reviewing your finances weekly, and you repeat them. Not perfectly, but consistency, because repetition is what builds identity, and this signals safety to the nervous system, and that identity and that safety in your nervous system is what builds it into your lifestyle, and eventually it becomes an embodiment. So, I want to say this: you don't need more information, you need embodiment. Most women already know what to do. You know how to take care of your body, how to organize your space, manage your time, improve your finances. That's not the problem. The problem is inconsistency. And inconsistency is an identity issue. You don't need more content, ladies. You need more embodiment. You need to become the woman who maintains herself, who honors her standards, who moves with intention, and who does not collapse under pressure. Expensive energy is quietly repeated because the truth is this: expensive energy is not dramatic, it is not loud, it is not a constant glow up, it is constant quiet repetition. It's the same habits, the same standards, the same level of care over and over and over and over again. And over time, ladies, that repetition becomes identity, and that identity becomes your lifestyle and eventually an embodiment. I'm going to end with this. You cannot perform your way into expensive energy because performance is temporary and expensive energy requires stability. You don't need to do more, you need to become more consistent, more intentional, more regulated, more aligned. Because when you become the woman who lives this way naturally, you don't have to keep restarting over again every month or every year like a lot of us do. You don't have to keep trying, you simply maintain. And maintenance is where the real elevation happens. Ladies, if this resonated with you and you're ready to stop performing and start embodying, I'm inviting you into my community, LAJA Soft Living Society. This is where you learn how to actually live this out and not just understand it at a head knowledge level, but embody it in your body. Inside my community, we practice expensive energy as a lifestyle, nervous system regulation, daily maintenance habits, feminine rhythm, financial awareness, and refinement. All of this is in an effort to make sure that your identity becomes stable. And when your identity stabilizes, your life follows. So you can join down below. 7 days free. And before you lock in, prices go up at 100 members. So I encourage you to join and stick around. Message me with any questions you have in there, and I'll be happy to answer them. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.